Brodes Media.
I want to give you my biggest surprise of the first half, my biggest disappointment of the first half, and then some honorable mentions throughout the show as well. So let's start with my biggest surprise. It's got to be Christopher Sanchez. Last season, in the NLCS Game 4, there was not a lot of faith in the young pitcher. So much so that at 38 pitches, when he only logged in 2 1/3 innings pitched, Rob Thompson looked at his bullpen and said, we need to make a change. Now, even without Sanchez being how dominant that we've seen this year, like the level he reached this season, even without him being this good, I still thought it was a quick hook. Way too early to yank him out of the ballgame, even with last year's version of Sanchez. With that said, though, I don't think that would ever happen with the Sanchez that has a sub-3 ERA that is an all-star. An all-star! But I'll just tell you what. This guy throws a complete game shutout. He also throws 7 scoreless against the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's smooth, man. He's no joke of a customer, and I just have so much confidence in him. He's poised as hell, and he's got a pitch that he knows the second it leaves his fingertips, he's in a great position. That changeup is scary as hell, and it doesn't matter if he's pitching against one of the best hitters, one of the best power hitters, one of the best contact hitters, whoever. It doesn't matter. He feels so good about that changeup. It's a deadly weapon, and it's hard to have someone that knows they have that in their back pocket. He destroys you with it. I love it. And I feel great when he gets the mound. And clearly, the Phillies feel that way too, because Dave Dombrowski pulls him into the office and goes, we want you longer. We want to make sure you're tied up. Here's an extension. Here's millions of dollars. We want you a part of this staff. All right, here's my disappointment. It's Nick Castellanos, and let me explain why. I wish he was more like Trey Turner. Trey Turner played very disappointing baseball when he first got to town. I don't have to remind anybody how that went. But I think deep down, we all understood that he wasn't that bad. That's why the standing ovation happened. Because we've seen this dude be a huge face of the game. When the World Baseball Classic was going on, which is all of the best players ever living on planet Earth, and with the stacked Team USA roster, he was the one that dominated all the storylines. He was the one that was launching the ball out of the park. He was leading the entire nation at the time. So for him to be as ugly as he was at the plate, that's not Trey. And now we're watching Trey put up MVP numbers. With Nick, I'm not telling you MVP numbers, but I was just hoping by now, especially with maybe less pressure, just with, Bohm stepping up, Trey being a dog, Kyle incorporating more in his game and not just being a home run hitter. He's able to go the other way. He's able to slap some singles in there. It's just different. The batting average isn't 190. So there's a lot of other phases here that are helping Nick out where it's like, dude, just go be Nick. Be the Nick that ended up getting the fat bag after his final season in Cincinnati. Can he have a year of some consistency? And the reason why he's my disappointment is this is reality. This is the Nick Castellanos reality. And I was holding on hope that eventually, if he's here for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever it is at the end of the day, that maybe eventually, after 2 years of up and down, after 2 years of highs and lows, that one of the seasons, the Cincinnati Nick Castellanos, will be right in our face. And I was hoping just because, he got the first few years under his belt out of the way, and all right, now I get it. I know where I'm at. I'm feeling normal here. This is my city. I'm part of this thing. That now he could finally show up on a consistent night-to-night basis. And that's just never going to happen. Now, I've been a firm believer in you can still salvage this thing because if he's batting 7th and JT comes back, he's not batting cleanup and you're relying on him super heavily. And I stand by that take. But from an overall view of the Nick Castellanos experience, this is the reality year of it's been long enough. This is consistent with Nick. He's inconsistent. And that's never going to change. And now we have to sit in that and see where it takes us. So that was how I digested the first half. I do have some honorable mentions. Let's start here with an honorable mention surprise. We'll do sort of a snake draft. Isn't that what it is? We go surprise, disappointment. No. Surprise, disappointment, then disappointment, surprise. Wouldn't that be the snake draft? Whatever. I don't care. I'll go surprise. Matt Strahm this season. An honorable mention. I'll never forget the first 2 series of the season. The Atlanta Braves and the Cincinnati Reds. They were god-awful times. Just disgusting, actually. I'm getting angry just thinking about it. And Matt Strahm, for the first game of the year, goes out there and looks horrendous. It made me sick. And remember, what was the national headlines in regards to who has the best Major League Baseball bullpen prior to first pitch this season? It was your Philadelphia Phillies. No one wanted to believe it. No one wanted to buy in. We have a ton of scars from Brandon Workman, who had a 1.88 ERA in Boston prior to putting on a Phillies jersey and then forgetting how to pitch. Dude would hang curveballs every day, every at-bat, hanging curveballs right over the heart of the plate. People were teeing it up like it was on a fucking tee at the Open, and Tigers just giving it a how do you do and smacking it 450 yards right down the pipe. Unreal. So anyway, Matt Strahm, game 1, proved exactly why we were all walking on eggshells, not believing that their bullpen could satisfy us. Yeah, then what happened? Let me explain something to you. That dude didn't allow an earned run from the end of April until the middle of June.